Thank you, Amy. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining me today. Let's come into a comfortable place on your mats and begin to settle your attention into the ground and into your body. And if you decided to lie down, just bring your awareness to the points of your body that are in contact with the earth. Your head, your back, your hips, your sits bones, your legs. If you're seated, just that really deep connection of the sits bones on the ground and the length of the spine. And find this place where you're not overly efforting or overly checked out. So this kind of in-between state of connection. And allow the breath to be natural so that you're not efforting in any way around the breath. Softening the belly, softening the hands, softening the feet. And begin to find the stillness and the silence within you. And open yourself up to it so that there is this experience of inviting the light, like energetically open up around the face and the throat and the chest, inviting this sensation of light. And start to kind of bathe in this light, in this experience of openness. While at the same time sensing the deep connection to the sturdy earth. The receiving qualities of the earth, the deeply feminine qualities of this earth. And take a few breaths in and out, bringing particular attention to breathing from the belly, inviting that belly to soften more so that it can expand with each in-breath. And inviting the attention to track the breath from belly to ribs to heart space. Slowly take your time to come back into the physical body now, finding some small movements to awaken your senses. Maybe the movements are so subtle that they are barely perceptible. And there is something really beautiful about these moments of silence that we take in a yoga class, and I invite you to welcome these moments throughout your days. Maybe you take a break from work for a couple of minutes and you just pause. And in this sacred pause, there is the opportunity to check in with presence and connectedness to all there is really within us and outside of us. If you're lying down, start to slowly make your way over to your side, lifting yourself up gently into a meditative seat, facing the side of the room. Bringing the palms to heart space, you might join them at the chest or stack the hands on top of the heart and the belly. Honoring the sacred pause, honoring this time that we take to acknowledge the mystery out of which all things arise and transform, the great mystery of life. And we acknowledge it as us, within our hearts, opening the practice together with the sound of Om. Take a cleansing breath. Inhale. Beautiful. As you open your eyes, begin to extend your arms up towards the heavens. Reach really high, and begin to find this side body stretching at the same time as you're expanding yourself really high up into the sky with those hands. Reach with the left arm a little higher and pull the right arm down. And do it again. Expand to the other side. Reach, and pull. And a couple more times. Breath in and breath out. In and out. Last time, in and out. Good. Come back to the center. Circle your shoulders a few times. And let that circular motion also access your neck. You might be looking side to side a little. Make some circular motions around your wrists. And make your way to a table pose. Arriving to a table with the joints stacked. Begin with some motions of arches and curls, opening the heart, looking a little bit up with the in-breath, and on the out-breath, curling the spine to look down to the belly. With each in-breath and out-breath, you are inviting this light-filled breath to nourish the internal organs within your body, as well as to flow throughout the connective tissue, throughout the muscles. At some point of doing this, your body will automatically kind of start to want to shift this movement. One option is to walk the hands a bit more forward and draw your hips back, and then draw the hips forward, let them release down a bit, opening the heart, and back and forth. Inhale and exhale. You might exhale back and then inhale to open the heart forward. I want you to pay close attention to your lower back, to take care that it's not being over yanked on that heart opening at the front. And start to also circulate your hips around, taking the hips over towards the right a bit, towards the front, and towards the left a bit, and towards the back, maybe 3 times in each direction. And 3 times in the other direction. And let that eventually land you in a child pose. Let the word surrender kind of invoke a sense of letting go of the burdens that you're carrying on your shoulders, within your neck. And willingly just hand over the stresses and the residual tension in your body to the earth. Find one more nourishing breath. Inhale. And let it go. Make your way slowly back into a table pose and curl the toes under for downward facing dog. Notice how the first down dog might kind of create a little stress in the backs of the legs. Start to pedal your feet a little, start to give your brakes a little break. Also notice how you might be holding tension in your shoulders, and see if you can roll those shoulders down the back a bit. Take a breath in together, and a breath out as you shift your weight forward in a plank pose. Inhale back again. And exhale, shift forward in a plank pose. One last time. Inhale back. On the exhale, shift forward. And you might lower your knees and draw those elbows in towards the center as you take 5 slow push-ups. Down, inhale, up, exhale. Some of you might keep the knees lifted. Some of you will lower the knees. Either one is going to work your core great. 2 more. The last one, lower all the way to the ground. Extend your legs all the way back. Activate the shoelace sides of the feet and open your heart for baby cobra pose. I like to draw those arms back in goal post, elbows pressed back, but relax your shoulders. Yes, and only squeeze the shoulder blades muscles in that upper back. Breath in. On the breath out, press back up through table to downward facing dog. Take a breath in and a breath out. Take your right leg to the sky with the in-breath. With the out-breath, bring your knee towards your chest. Again, lengthen it back. And knee to chest. One last time, breath in. On the breath out, come into a runner lunge. With both fingertips framing the front foot. Bend and extend that front leg a couple of times. And after you've done that, let it settle back down and take a twist to your right. Take a breath in. On the breath out, lower the arm so that it comes underneath the thigh. Then open it back up again. Inhale. And scoop it back down. Do it 2 more times. Breath in and out. Last time in and out. Release. Plant both palms down and step back to your downward dog. Inhale. On the exhale, shift forward to your plank pose. Either take a few push-ups before taking Cobra or lower down halfway through to Chaturanga Dandasana, holding, and then opening up in an upward dog or baby cobra. Breath in. On the breath out, downward facing dog. And the left leg rises up. Breath in. On the out, knee to the chest, curl. 2 more times. Last time. Step it forward, runner lunge. And if the hands are kind of feeling collapsed on the ground, you can kind of lift your chest a little higher and just bend and extend with the chest lifted. Eventually taking your way into your twist to the left and alternating the opening and the closing. Inhale and exhale, scoop it down. 4 more. In, out. 3 more. In and out. Last 2. And inhale. With the exhale, plant the palms down, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale in down dog, and on the exhale, shift forward for plank. Holding with the in-breath. The out-breath, lower down, either to all the way or halfway. Taking it into baby cobra or upward dog, breath in. On the breath out to your downward facing dog. Take it in and out. Bend your knees a lot. Press your hips back. Look forward with the in-breath. The out-breath, walk or float in a forward fold. Finding that forward fold, let your legs feel the extension in the back of the legs, and just let the activity of the shoulders kind of fully release so that there's no efforting whatsoever. Let also the head kind of hang so heavy that the neck is no longer working in any way. Deep in breath, and on the out breath, slowly roll upwards, maybe supporting your hands on your thighs as you rise. Breath in together, and breath out together. Find your feet on the ground, awaken the feet so that they're really, really rooted in the earth. Awaken the hands as well. Feel that kind of, like this radiating energy through the fingertips. Notice how my knees are slightly bent, so I'm not locking myself and kind of losing my neutral spine. I'm bending the knees a little so that I can still remain aware of the glutes area and the support of the feet. Inhale, two arms reach overhead. On the exhale, find a chair pose and sink down. Inhale, rise. And exhale, press it back down. And again. Start to feel your core becoming really engaged here. Each time you sink down, there's activity in the glutes, but your core is also working in and out. Notice if you have the tendency to overarch your tailbone back like this. See if you can maintain that neutrality in the spine. And keep your weight in all corners of the feet. So don't go so far into your heels that you're losing the balls of the feet as well. Let's do 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and on the last one, we're gonna hold our chair pose. Take time to also, take care of that pelvis. Activate feet firm into the ground and apart. Relax your shoulders for 5, 4, 3, 2. On the 1, bow forward, forward fold. Inhale for a halfway lift. Exhale, plant your palms to step back in a downward facing dog. Either stay in down dog the whole time or shift forward to come in a plank to Chaturanga Dandasana all the way through to down dog. So from here on out, I will give this as optional, depending on our level of kind of tension in the shoulders and in the wrists. Take a breath in together and a breath out together. Okay, I want to show you something. I want to show you downward facing dog in the shoulders. If you want to just take a quick break and take a look at my shoulders here. So there's this, look at my shoulders right here. So there's the possibility of being here in down dog. Can everybody see this? So what I want is this. Do you see the difference? So we're not here, we're here, we're relaxed. Can everybody see this? All right, try that. Yes, here we go. And roll them even more. Get out of your neck and get out of your shoulders. And you might have to bend your knees to make that happen, and draw the hips a bit more back. Draw the hips a bit more back. Good job. Relax your neck. You got it. Inhale, right leg rises up. On the exhale, bring the knee to the chest and step forward into Warrior One. Dial the back heel down. Open up with the in-breath. And again, remember the shoulders. They could be up here or you could be here, right? Much, much better. Breath in together. Keep active in both feet. On the breath out, Warrior Two. You can make fists with your hands to circle your wrists to give them a break here. And then come into your side angle lunge, hinging towards the mirrors and letting the right forearm rest into the inner thigh area or the elbow on top of the thigh. That upper arm can extend upwards or it can move kind of further and extend further towards the mirror, basically. Take a breath in and a breath out. Root down with the earth a little more. And as you come back, come into like a reverse triangle. You're going to extend the front leg and reach upwards with that right arm. Relaxed left shoulders. Tailbone is long to the ground. Side body is extended, really, really long. Come back through into that same runner lunge that we did before, and this time hold your twist so that you're not opening and closing, but you're just holding it to the side for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Return to the center and hover in your runner lunge. So here you're going to lift your chest a little higher, bringing palms to the heart space. And some of us will plant the hands on top of the thigh. Now see if you can maintain a bend in that front thigh as you shift forward into balance, potentially lifting that back leg, keeping it bent and pressing it up, pressing that foot up towards the sky. Really working on strengthening that front leg. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You're going to land the foot next to the other and come into balance on the left leg. So your weight is going to shift into that left leg. You're going to keep that navel pulling in and up. Engage the left glute. And then turn the right knee to the side for either a supported tree or a full tree pose. Legs are engaged, glutes are engaged, palms are nice and strongly pressing towards one another. And crown of the head is really elongated upwards. For 3, 2, and 1. Release the foot down and flow back to down dog. Inhale, arms reach overhead. Exhale, bow, forward fold. In for a half lift. Out, the palms plant, and you step back to downward facing dog, staying here or taking your vinyasa through by shifting forward. Maybe holding plank for a while or taking the entire flow back to down dog. Deep breath in. Long breath out. And the left leg slowly rises up to the sky. Breath in. On the out, the knee comes towards the chest. Step forward, warrior 1. Feel the activity, the strong activity in both feet, almost stretching the mat apart with those feet. Front foot presses forward, back foot presses back. Shoulders are relaxed, they're not yanking upwards. Inhale, and on the exhale, find your warrior two. Breathe it in and out. And come into that side angle lunge. And as much as you can, stay aware of the earth element beneath your feet, supporting the entire structure. And start to become really aware also of the water element within your body, the fluidity and the softness of water. One more breath in. On the breath out, we're coming into that reverse triangle. Front leg extends, and we open up, reaching high. Coming through to come into a runner lunge as you cartwheel the hands. Maybe toe heeling that left foot towards the left a bit to maintain hip distance alignment before twisting to your left. For 3, 2, 1. Come back to the center, hover in your runner, palms come to the chest, and you slowly kind of shift forward and keep that front knee bent, maybe placing the hands on the thigh as you come into balance. One tip here is to keep your gaze solid on something on the ground a few feet from you. For drishti, 3, 2, and 1. Rise to stand and land the foot, taking it into balance on the other side. Tree pose can stay back, connected to the ground, or you can reach a little higher to your shin or to your thigh. Engage your glutes muscles to support your balance. Each time you're in balance, if those glutes aren't engaged, you're going to have a little bit of a harder time. And see if that gaze can remain focused on your drishti. One more breath in. And breath out. Slowly release out of the pose. Relax. Your hands might rest on top of your body, or they might come down to the earth. Invite the eyes to close. Invite the attention to the feet. And start to kind of imagine that you are a glass of water with sand stirred up in it. And invite that sand to settle to the bottom of the glass, allowing that water to clear. A beautiful metaphor to kind of releasing tension down and down into the ground. Beautiful. Awaken the hands, awaken the feet. Invite the gaze to soften again as you open your eyes and reach those arms overhead. Breath in. On the breath out, bow, hinge from the hips, forward fold. Taking our next sequence, inhale, heart opens for a half lift. On the exhale, step the right foot back to come into a crescent lunge. We're going to bend the back knee a bit to tuck the pelvis under. We're going to take a little bit of an intense little twisting sequence here, but you can do it. We're going to do 3 times on each side. Inhale, 2 arms reach overhead. On the exhale, you're going to hinge forward and take that right wrist up and over your thigh. On the inhale, we're going to open the twist a little more. On the exhale, palms come back together. As you inhale, both arms reach overhead, back knee bends more. The arms circle through into a biceps curl as you dip down. Nice. Here's one. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, open up. Exhale. Inhale, lift. Exhale, dip. One more time. Breath in. Breath out. Breath in. Breath out. Lift it up with the in-breath. Circle it through with the out-breath. Good job. And now let's take 4 more dips. Three, 2, and 1. Inhale. With the exhale, walk the back foot forward slightly and extend that front leg to turn towards the mirrors and back a couple of times. Allowing those hips to kind of lower and lift. And prepare to take a little bit of a heart opener here as you activate both feet firm into the ground. Draw your chest forward. So again, just like I showed you with that downward dog, here I'm going to show you also another trick. So when I say heart opener, back bend, most people go like this, which collapses you into your lower back. And that place between the joints starts to collapse in the lower back. So we don't want to do that. We want to keep that space between the joints nice and open and come into a back bend by just kind of drawing the chest forward and up and let it happen from the rib cage area. Imagine you have this bar underneath your rib cage that you're going to come up and over. Nice. Just relax your shoulders though. Yes, here you go. The tendency is to go like that. Just relax your shoulders. Breath in. And on the breath out, we're going to come back to neutral and activate the feet firm into the earth for Parshvottanasana, pyramid pose. If you have blocks, they're lovely here to place under the hands. Take a breath in together, finding that sacred pause where you're just checking in with your body, checking in with the earth, checking in with your shoulders to take care they're relaxed still. And you'll slowly walk your hands towards the right side of the room to come into a wide-legged forward fold. So here you're going to readjust the placement of the feet. And allow your bodies to just find this fold on your own terms, meaning you might continue to move a little in it, and you might hold it static. One variation I love is to kind of rest the elbows on the thighs and dip down with the hips if it's too much on your back. One more in-breath together. With the out-breath, everyone just tent your fingers on the ground, come up into a halfway lift, bend your knees, draw your hips back. Take care your feet aren't so far apart from one another, and press your feet firm into the ground, and then lift your chest, keep it long, and expand your arms sideways. Yes. Now tilt your tailbone back a little more. Yes, nice. Draw the chest down a bit more. And rise up. Good job. From here, you're going to turn towards your right side for Warrior Two. So you're going to use that right leg to find Warrior Two. And come into your Artichandrasana half moon balance from here. So if you have a block or a water bottle that you'd rather use, you can do it this way. Otherwise, I can show you kind of a trick to just shift into that front leg like we did before, keeping it bent, and just try to stack your hips with the upper leg also bent. Yes. Just keep both legs super engaged. Yeah. For 3, 2, and 1. Land and turn back towards me to come into Warrior One. From your Warrior One, we'll interlace the hands behind the back or stack hands on top of sacrum. And find a humble warrior as you hinge forward. Potentially those arms reach up and back, but never overhead. Relax your neck. For 3, 2, and 1. Release the arms, plant them on the ground, walk the right foot further back, and find your way into a 3-legged dog. That front leg will extend all the way back. So you're in your downward dog, but your left leg is lengthened back. So come to your down dog first, and then lift the left leg. Yes. Now, you might bend the knee to dial the hip open if you like, or you might just keep it extended. Maybe a flip dog. Go for it, Corina. Taking it in and out. And then we'll slowly square the hips, shift forward for plank. Hold ourselves really strong in plank. And then bring the left knee towards the chest in plank, right? Now, listen up. Take that left leg up and over towards the side, so towards the mirror, like that. Yes! Now, dial the back heel down and open it up into a side plank for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back to the center. Come on down onto your forearms. We're almost there. Stay strong in your core for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower to the ground. Open your heart for Locust Pose. Keep the lowermost ribs down, expand and fly. Legs also lift, or you can always support your fingertips on the ground. For 3, 2, 1. Reverse push-up, upwards and back to downward dog. Deep in-breath and out-breath. We'll bend the knees, press the hips back, look forward with the in-breath. Out-breath, walk or float forward in a forward fold. And slowly rise up to standing. Two arms reach overhead, breath in. And breath out, relax. Close your eyes, keep your feet connected to the earth. Maybe you keep your gaze open with a steady place on the ground instead of closing your eyes. And again, just inviting that water to clear. Balancing the nervous system back into homeostasis. Maybe a drink of water. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, awaken the feet and awaken the hands. And let's flow. Inhale, arms reach overhead. Exhale, bow, hinge from the hips, forward fold. And for a halfway lift, on the out, step the left foot back to come into a crescent lunge. Rise the torso upwards, bend the back knee. So now, if your feet are in one line, one behind the other, it's not feasible to do this, what I'm asking you to do. So we want to have them be hip distance apart. So you have a nice sturdy foundation. Then we'll take that twisting and dipping motion that we did on the other side. Inhale. On the exhale, keep firm in that front leg as you hinge. Inhale, twist a little deeper. Exhale, back to center. Inhale, reach the arms overhead. And exhale, dip. That's one. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Rise up. Dip down. Four dips in, out. Keeping the breath long to support the intensity. We want to get strong, but we don't want to work ourselves up. We have enough stuff to work us up throughout our lives. Good. Nice job. Inhale. And with the exhale, walk that back foot forward slightly, extend the front leg, and start to alternate between externally rotating that right hip, internally rotating the left hip. Setting up the feet firm again into the ground. Both feet are as much as possible facing forward. And feet are hip distance. Yeah. Now actively press into the earth with both feet and come out of your lower back and open your heart, relaxing your neck and shoulders. Maybe your gaze goes up, but you don't yank your neck. For 3, 2, 1, come back to neutral. Keep active in both feet and bow, hinge from the hips for Parshvottanasana, pyramid pose. Now find that place in the middle again where you're not over-efforting, but you're not collapsing either. What's in the middle? Now walk your hands towards the left side of the room, towards the bars for a wide-legged forward fold. And here we'll take that wide-legged fold twist. So if you have a block, you can place it under your face, place your right hand on top of it, and bring your left hand to your hip. If you don't have a block, just place your hand on the ground or tent your fingers on the earth and twist towards your left. Maybe that left arm extends upwards, maybe it stays at the hip. Back to the center and to the other side. Come back through the center. Bend your knees, press your butt back. Elongate your spine. Feel the engagement in the feet as you stretch the mat apart and lift your chest. Some of us will keep our hands on our thighs. Some of us will extend and squeeze the upper back muscles. For 3. Pull the navel in and up. 2. 1. Rise up to stand. And then facing the back of the room with your warrior 2 now. And setting it up for your Artichandrasana half moon balance. Step by step, firming up the standing leg. Finding your roots, then going into flight. Keeping your core strong, including the pelvic floor muscles, squeezing those pelvic floor muscles. For 3, 2, and 1. Land back. Good. And then turn towards me now again into a warrior 1. Coming into a humble warrior, either with hands behind your back interlaced or stacked. Inhale, open your heart again without collapsing in that lower back. On the exhale, hinge forward into a forward fold. Humble warrior. For 3, 2, and 1. Release your hands down to the ground. Step back into a 3-legged dog. So you're in your downward dog and that right leg lifts. Maybe a flip dog. Come back through to downward dog. Release the foot and step forward or shift forward in a plank. Now take your right knee towards your chest and hold it. Extend that right leg to the side. Plant it. Dial the back heel. Open it up into a side plank for 5. 4. Press your hips up higher. Squeeze your legs. 2. 1. Come back down. onto your forearms. We're almost there. Activate those elbows into the ground. Isometrically draw them back for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down the hips. Activate the shoelace sides of the feet into the ground as you reach your legs further back. Lift your chest, maybe tenting your fingers on the ground, drawing the shoulder blades back towards one another. So if you're collapsed like this, see if you can use, yes, nice job everyone. Just lift through the upper back muscles, squeeze those muscles, and then lift your arms and lift your legs. For 5, 4, 3, 2. Relax. Hallelujah. Just rest. Give every inch of your body to the ground. Let's take a quad stretch together. Make a pillow for your forehead with your left forearm. And bend your right knee to grab a hold of your ankle for a stretch here. Elongating the front of the leg, drawing the knee back. Maybe pressing and tucking your tailbone under slightly to get a bit more sensation. And you can relax your head on your arm, or you can keep your head lifted. Whatever feels more relaxing. Release the leg and take it to the other side. Good. Release the leg and come on up into your Sphinx Pose. Elbows under those shoulders, hips are on the ground. You're activating the elbows into the earth and then isometrically drawing the elbows back to open the chest. Squeeze your legs a lot, squeeze your glutes a lot. And either stay here or come into bow pose. So for bow pose, you'll release the lowermost ribs again. Bend both knees to grab a hold of your ankles. And press the feet back to lift the chest higher up. So the activity of the feet is key here. They're going to press you back so you can lift. One more in-breath. On the out-breath, release. Relax. And come into half frog. The right knee goes out to the side. You're just going to rest here with a hip opener. Maybe you place a cushion under your knee if it's tender. Maybe you skip this whole thing if it's too much on your hips and do something else. And we'll stay for another 5 breaths here. Inhale and exhale. And just tune into your belly area here. Let the belly soften so much that you start to feel tension releasing downwards through the root energy center chakra, all the way down through your legs and out of your feet, softening the roots a little more, letting go of holding on to any energy within your body. Just kind of release energetically into the ground again. And you'll feel as breath by breath, the body just gets softer and softer. And you'll slowly come on out of the pose to take it to the other side. And each time you're invited to fully lay prone on the ground like this, it is such an incredible experience of surrender. And for the parts of us that find it difficult to let go of control, you can be very patient with those parts. They are doing so to protect. So just invite some softening around the body in the areas that are tense. Notice where that control is being held in the body on a somatic level. And once you find it, like for me, it's really in my lower back and in my belly. Once you find it, it might be in your shoulders or in your upper back. Just create space around that area and some softness. Very gentle suggestion, not a forceful demand. As you rest in the sacred pause. Gently coming out of the pose together, and extend your legs back and do anything that needs to happen here to release your hips and your back. And lift yourself up to come into a table pose. Arch and curl the spine a couple of times. And then thread the needle, keeping your weight in the left hand as you open up towards the right. I like to separate my knees a little bit wider here. And threading under with the arm. Slowly rise out of the pose to take it to the other side. Active right hand into the earth as you open up your chest to the side. And threading through. Slowly release out of the pose. Make your way into a seated position. And from your seated position, activate your heels into the ground, knees bend. And shift back to balance on your sacrum for boat pose, Navasana. Either staying here or lifting one leg or both legs. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release and come on onto your backs. And we'll finish up with a reclined pigeon. As you arrive on your back, take your time to bend both knees. Crossing the right ankle on top of your left thigh. Either staying here and fully relaxing or pulling the left knee towards the chest to interlace the hands in the space that you've created behind your left thigh or on top of your left shin. Take a breath in and a breath out. And come back to the other side. In this phase of the class, we start to connect with the element of ether, the element of space. We invoke that element to flow through us as this expression of light once again. Opening the heart space a little more to the light, resting in the light. Eventually releasing out of the pose to come into your Shavasana, corpse pose. symbolic meaning of this pose is this. It's called the corpse because it's about rebirth in every moment. Is a new moment. There is a death and a birth in every moment. It's only the human mind that holds on to the past and keeps it lingering within our bodies, creating tension. And if we become this corpse pose in every moment and realizing the rebirth with each in-breath, letting go of the past with each out-breath, drinking in the light, the experience of the living presence. Let that light kind of begin to flower inside your heart, blooming all the seeds of intention within your heart's purity. Like the sun shines on a flower and the flower petals open. Invoke that sensation within your heart space. Om Sachidananda Parabrahma Parshvottan Paramatma Shri Bhagavati Sametha Shri Bhagavate Namaha. Om Shanti Shanti. I call upon the highest power, ultimate consciousness of the universe, who enters my heart and becomes my inner voice. Ultimate Mother, Ultimate Father, I bow to you, acknowledge your presence, and ask for your guidance. Om, peace, peace, peace. In reverence to the Mula mantra. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. And very gently begin to find some movements throughout the hands and the feet. You might remain reclined for the end of our class together, or you might roll over onto your side to rest in a fetal position for a few moments before coming to your meditative seat. For closing the class, bring the hands to the heart. Silently and inwardly repeat with each in-breath and out-breath. I breathe in for me. I breathe in for you. And I breathe in for us. I thank you for allowing me to teach you today. Slowly close together with the sound of Om, a cleansing breath. Inhale. The Great Spirit in me acknowledges and bows to the Great Spirit in you. Namaste. Have a wonderful day, you guys. Love you. See you next time. Bye. And